I'm a daughter of a farm worker. My father's from Nuevo León, Mexico. And when he was just a few months old, his father was murdered. And my grandmother came up with him and all of my aunts across the border. They grew up along the Texas-Mexican border in the Rio Grande Valley, and experienced the immigration coming after them, constant raids. They would be herded into concentration camps until there's enough of them, and they'd fill up a cattle train and send them back to Mexico. And am I close enough?
Yeah.
Okay. And so when he picked cotton, grew up in segregated Texas. And when he was about 13, 14, he decided to drop out of school and headed and follow the crops. So the first year he went up to Michigan, where he worked in the tomatoes, and then the second year he came up to the Northwest, and he worked in Oregon, in the Willamette Valley. So slowly he moved out of that till he worked in tanneries, and he got a lead from a friend to come up to Seattle. So he followed that friend and started working in garbage, a garbage man for a while, until he finally got a job in Georgetown with a factory called Ball Incorporated at the time. And he started, but the difference of that job was it was his first union job. And he stayed on 10 years on the lines, and then he worked himself into a position with the machinists at that same plant. Now, 35 years later, he's just retired. Yeah. But the union job was his first education about really knowing his rights. It was the first time that he was able to have benefits, be able to really provide for us so that we didn't have to suffer the same way that he did.